It's almost hard to remember just how restricted life was back in May 2020. Social contact was severely limited. This is how Arthur saw his great-grandchildren. He had terminal cancer. The children's mother, a midwife, who was afraid she'd bring COVID back from the hospital.
We had to stand outside his home and then talk to him through the window. And unfortunately, they never got the chance to actually touch him again or hug him again before he died. It's been really difficult for us all. And so to see images of people who weren't following the rules, who weren't making every effort to keep people safe in the way that we felt we were, it's felt like a betrayal.
This is the image that's led people to look back on what they were missing out on. In the same month that the Prime Minister, his wife and Downing Street staff gathered in the garden, Georgia was at her mum's funeral. Tracy died of cancer, aged just 50. Georgia had to say goodbye with just 10 people there.
All this stuff's come out. It just makes you think, why did we have to lose out on not being able to hug my grandma, who lost a daughter just because, he was doing all of this. It's just it is really, really frustrating. Obviously, it's not just me in the situation.
Paul Pryor also lost his dad, David, that month.
Just didn't get a chance to say goodbye properly. And then the funeral, there was no wake. Only 14 people there. He had loads of friends from the fire service and whatever else, so it wasn't great.
On Sky News, the Deputy Prime Minister insisted the gathering was a staff meeting.
It's a place of work. They're all in suits, or predominantly in informal attire. And sometimes, as in many work situations, particularly given the pressures that the number 10 team are under, they might have a drink after the formal business has ended.
They weren't in suits, but Stan and Janet would have loved a party for his 90th.
Unfortunately, we were resorted to standing at the end of the drive and waving and singing happy birthday from a distance, which was a real shame. And ironically, there's probably nothing that my grandfather would have enjoyed more than sitting in the garden with a glass of wine and some cheese with all of us.
The sadness, the sacrifice, the sheer difficulty of life back in May 2020 brought into sharp focus by an image that's angered many. Becky Johnson, Sky News.